Found your name in the attic box on a card with a wine red stain. Your grandma wrote from the blackout line, mine answered from the train. Two envelopes, same month, same year, same hands on the faded crest. We laughed at the way the world can fold and hide what it knows best. You said your mother kept one key, I said my dad kept a photo too. The room went still when we saw the proof, like the past leaned in on you. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back. Two lost hearts, one old track. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back, follow the letters back. What they buried came back. Follow the letters back. We spread them out on the kitchen table, coffee rings in careful hands. A seaside pier, a borrowed coat, a name no one understands. Then came the photo in the yellow frame, two young smiles half lit soft. Your granddad by the station gate, my grandma looking off. You traced the edge of every word, I traced the edge of every scar. In all those years we called it fate, we're waiting in the dark. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back. Two lost hearts, one old track. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back, follow the letters back. What they buried came back. Follow the letters Your uncle lied, my aunt stayed quiet about who left and who came home. But every secret in the paper led us back to bone. Now you're standing in the doorway with my name in your hand. Same rain, same room, same trembling light, same chance to understand. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back. Two lost hearts, one old track. Follow the letters back, follow the letters back, follow the letters back. What they buried came back. Follow the letters back. And if love can circle back, then maybe we can too. What they started in the dark is now alive in you. We taped up signs at dusk on bakery glass and bus stop poles. You had a ladder in your hand paint on both your sleeves. We wrote the route in chalk, courtyards first, then bridge to west. You laughed and said, if sound can travel, maybe we can too. From window to window, a first note crossed the lane. From the 5th floor fire escape to the block across the way. Balcony to balcony, you and me, you and me. Balcony to balcony, now the whole town sings with me. Courtyard to bridge rail, every heart gets free. Balcony to balcony, that's how you found me. By midnight all the roofs had paper lanterns clipped in rows. A trumpet from the tannery made the laundromat glow. You stood by the stone wall with a mic and a folded map. I watched your name get passed around like a match in the dark. From window to window, the chorus learned our streets. A drummer on the north side kept the alleys in the beat. Balcony to balcony, you and me, you and me. Balcony to balcony, now the whole town sings with me. Courtyard to bridge rail, every heart gets free. Balcony to balcony, that's how you found me. Your hand found mine at the edge of the bridge. One song in the air, and the whole river listened. No map, no line could keep us apart. When one rooftop answered to the beat of your heart. Balcony to balcony, you and me, you and me. Balcony to balcony, now the whole town sings with me. Courtyard to bridge rail, every heart gets free. Balcony to balcony, that's how you found me. Balcony, oh, we turned the city green. Balcony to balcony, made one house of every street. The gate was chained in rust, moss on every step. A painted lane half faded, like nobody cared. They roll the sleeves in buckets under a pale gray sky. Two steady hands, one promise, watch that place come back alive. Brick by brick they lifted, scrubbed the years away. Little feet feet at the fence line, learning hope can stay. Open that pool, open that blue. Kids can learn what brave hearts do. Open that pool, open that blue. Ordinary hands make future new. Open that pool, open that blue. Broken tiles like memories, sharp under the dust. They swept the deep and quiet, then filled it back with trust. A mother in the doorway, a coach with tear-stung eyes. The first small splash of summer made the whole block come alive. Brick by brick they lifted, scrubbed the years away. Little feet at the fence line, learning hope can stay. Open that pool, open that blue. Kids can learn what brave hearts do. Open that pool, open that blue. Ordinary hands make future new. From a cracked up corner to a place of names, every life that touches water never stays the same. Not just a pool, a doorway wide to every child who dared to dream and found a way inside. Open that pool, open that blue. Kids can learn what brave hearts do. Open that pool, open that blue. Ordinary hands make future new. Open that pool, open that blue. Every small act can save a few. Open that pool, open that blue. We bought the keys in rain, a shell of grout and dust, a brass sign half torn down, a door that barely shut. The pool was dry as bone, the benches split and gray, but under peeled back paint, a blue tile held its shade. We found a date in stone, a child's handprint high, and names beneath the line like smoke that wouldn't die. Bring it back to life, bring it back to life. Blue tile or light, bring it back to life. Hands in the steam again, eyes in the mirror shine. Oh, the lost to life. A fountain kissed the floor when we cleared out the sand, and under broken murals we found a wedding band. A baker, two sons, one aunt, a neighbor, two late twins. A note in loop and ink said, meet me here again. One wall held a fight, a door slammed and a cry. Another held a toast, a baby's first hard laugh. We scrubbed the years away till faces came through clean. 1,000 little lives in lime and lapis green. Bring it back to life. Bring it back to life. Blue tile light. Bring it back to life. Hands in the steam again, eyes in the mirrored shine. All the lost and found, bring it back to life. An old man touched the sink and named his brother's grin. A woman traced a rose where she had once danced in. They came with folded grief, they came with sugar bread. They came to say I'm sorry, where so much had been said. Bring it back to life. Bring it back to life. Blue tile light. Bring it back to life. Mothers, sons and brides all under one soft sky. What was broken here can still learn how to shine. Bring it back to life. Bring it back to life. Oh, blue tile light. Bring it back to life. We found box 43 under cedar shelving, ink gone soft at the edges, ribbon tied with string. Names on faded envelopes, kids with uneven letters, moms who wrote be good and dads who drew a star. You held up one card to the attic light, said some words are tiny but they live a long, long time. Tiny words, big forever. Tiny words, big forever. You keep them safe and they shine, they shine. Tiny words, big forever. Tiny words, big forever. A happy birthday saved can outlast a life. We sorted by the years, by frosting, by crayon, by the bakery car with the silver balloon. One said, I miss your laugh. One said, come home soon. One was just, I'm proud of you. And that one broke us clean. You smiled at the ink years ago. Not grand, not perfect, just true on the page. The simplest line can still feel like grace. Tiny words, big forever. Tiny words, big forever. You keep them safe and they shine, they shine. Tiny words, big forever. Tiny words, big forever. A little love kept close turns gold in time. They painted a bus in blue with a star on the door, a mic in the back seat, and a map to the schools. Kids climbed in with their names and their small shaking hands. They spoke to the little red light like it already knew. They said, I'll be a nurse, I'll build houses high, I'll draw every animal, I'll make my town fly. They pressed play on the tape and the room held still. One more dream in the box, one more heart to fill. Dream bus, carry me home. Dream bus, let my voice grow. What I wanna be, what I hope I can hold. Dream bus, go where dreams go. Years move like weather through the kiss and the light. The lovers drove on together, then came back one spring night. At a town hall in the north, they saw faces grown strong. A firefighter, a teacher, a doctor in green. One woman smiled wide, said I was 7 years old. I said I'd help everyone, and I kept that role. They played those old tapes, and the past came back new. Tiny voices, big promises, still ringing through. Dream bus, carry me home. Dream bus, let my voice grow. What I wanna be, what I hope I can hold. Dream bus, go where dreams go. A boy with a silver name tag said, you saved my life. I heard myself that day, and I believed for the first time. They stood in the doorway with tears on their cheeks. The smallest yes can echo for decades in streets. Dream bus, dream bus, go where dreams go. They handed us keys and a cracked old map, stone lines leaking in the August heat. We scraped off moss from a century rim, found a coin in the drain, found a name in the grating. And the first clear water ran like a small bright yes. Kids leaned in close, like they'd been waiting. We brought it back, we brought it back. From the dry stone hush to the open street, we brought it back, we brought it back. Now your hand in mine looks like the whole city. At the square by the bakery, a man named Louise told us the fountain once kept his mother cool. He pointed to the bench where the dominoes start, said folks came running when the water came back. We saw old friends with paper cups and laughs, a bride in white shoes and 3 boys with bikes. And every story fell into the pool like it had found its way home again. We brought it back, we brought it back. From the dry stone hush to the open street, we brought it back, we brought it back. Now your hand in mine looks like the whole city. Tonight you wiped your brow on your sleeve and grinned, said this feels like us, little by little. Not built for display, just built to be used by thirsty strangers and people coming through. We brought it back, we brought it back. From the dry stone hush to the open street, we brought it back, we brought it back. Now every face we meet their fingers, mornings in a box. They fold the future neat, name on every card. For children, lovers, older selves, for every brave new heart. 10 years, 20 years, they write it down like prayer. A hand they may not touch, a face not there yet. Future letter service, hold it for the rain. Future letter service, love will say your name. I believe in you before I know your face. Oh, I believe. Future letter service. She writes to her son on the day he learns to run. He writes to his wife for the fights they haven't won. They read each envelope like a tiny flare. The words keep leaping forward like somebody cares. 10 years, 20 years, they stamp the hope and seal. A little paper promise that someday heals. Future letter service, hold it for the rain. Future letter service, love will say your name. I believe in you before I know your face. Oh, I believe. Future letter service. One night they write to each other before they know the cost. If time can keep a promise, then maybe none is lost. To the child they haven't met yet, to the life still out of you, they sign their names in trembling ink and trust what love can do. Future letter service, hold it for the rain. Future letter service, love will say your name. I believe in you before I know your face. Oh, I believe. Future letter service. You were at the curb in June with a leather case and dust. You loaded film in the shade like time was something we could trust. We chased old faces downtown where the stone steps held their names. You asked, can I write this down? I said, take more than you came. Full of portraits, ink stains on our hands. Every door we opened gave us one more chance. Hold me in the In the bus yard by the river, we found a man in a hat. He swore that every wrinkle was a road he traveled back. A baker wrote a heartbreak on the back of a receipt. A barber named 3 summers and a little busted street. Pocket full of portraits, ink stains on our hands. Every strange story made us understand. Hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame. Say my name, then click. Hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame. What we were became the picture we could save. Then your hand found mine by the station wall. No pose, no warning, just the truest shot of all. I saw it in your face, soft as morning rain. All those stolen cities let us hear again. Hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame. Say my name, then click. Hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame, in the frame. We were never just the lens, we were the thing inside the frame. Hold me in the frame, hold me in the frame. What we were became the picture we could save. They roll the carts out late under paper lantern rain. Old aprons, new names, steam rose from the drains. A woman sold peach pie with a scar on her wrist. A man fried fish in silence, then smiled when you bid. And the couple at the gate watched the whole block lean in. One bowl at a time, one brave heart again. We eat here together, we start again together. Hands full, hearts open, the hard days get smaller. We eat here together, second chances together. And all of us make the night shine brighter. A kid with a busted truck ran noodles by the jar. A tailor set out dumplings next to jars of hot spice. Some came with rent due, some came with names to hide. Some came with tired eyes and left with lighter steps. And the couple at the gate saw strangers turn to kin. Every table a bridge, every bowl a beginning. We eat here together, We got the key in there to the old museum door, paint peeling off the frame, boot prints on the floor, lens room full of dust, guest book turned to brown. Your hand on my sleeve, like don't let this sink down. We found a sailor's name, faded in a tin, a fisherman's wife, and the son who never came in, a family from Halifax, a traveler from July. We didn't raise the wars, we learned the reasons why. Let the beams stay broken, let the rain keep its song. We can build a harbor where the lost still belong. We keep the sea, we keep the sea. Every name still breathes in me. We keep the sea, keep the sea, a living light for all to see. We scan the black and white, pressed flowers in a book, old fairy tickets, rope burns, and a child's first look. You trace the old brass plaque, now every vanished laugh has a place to hold. You say, let the beams stay broken, let the rain keep its song. We can build a harbor where the lost still belong. We keep the sea, we keep the sea. Every name still breathes in me. We keep the sea, we keep the sea, a living light for all to see. No fresh coat on the walls, no polished tourist shine, just a million little stories joined in one long line. Your shoulder, my shoulder, at the screen's blue glow. We made a home from voices the tide refused to tow. We keep the sea, we keep the sea. Every name still breathes in me. We keep the sea, we keep the sea, a living light for all to see. We keep the sea. Love turned lost to memory. We found it under dust on Merrow Street, a poster peeled in half, perfect red seat. The marquee was asleep for years and years, but your hands on the frame made it feel near. You scraped the old glass clear, I found the switch. The whole dark room came back with one small click. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. Bring your old stories in, leave them in the light. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. The room remembers us before it says goodbye. We fixed the candy case, the bent brass rail, painted over names. Time tried to fail, then we sent the invites out, folded and neat, to every face that knew this block by heartbeat. They came in slow and proud with careful steps, coats smelling like rain and winter bread. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. Bring your old stories in, leave them in the light. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. The room remembers us before it says goodbye. Mrs. Vale took row C and laughed so hard. She said this was the place she kissed her first boy in the dark. Old Mr. Boone kept saying, don't let it fade. Then he touched the velvet arm and wiped his face. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. The old seats hold us up like they never left our lives. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. You and I built the door, now we walk through it alive. One last film tonight, one last film tonight. The room remembers us, and we remember why. We met by a blank red sign under a roof that used to sell plastic dreams and folding chairs and a smell like dust and stale farewells. You had graph paper in your hand, I had mud on my boots. We laughed at the broken escalator, then we started planning routes. Aisle by aisle, we drew the sky, past a shuttered glass, past the four-leaf line. Filled the shoe store with ferns, turned the arcade into shade. Put a cedar where the jeweler was, and a trail where the sales floor swayed. Kids read signs by the willow bench. Grandmas touched the bark and grinned. Even the old security desk got a nest of moss within. Aisle by aisle, we changed the name from buy and leave to stay and claim. Maple and Isolnine, we can grow here. Maple and Isolnine, let the whole town hear. From the food court farm to the pond below, Maple and Isolnine, watch it bloom slow. You said, what if the empty echo could learn a softer song? So we mapped the light through skylights and let the morning come along. Now the carts are gone and the paths run green, where the checkout lanes used to hold that sheet. Maple and Isolnine, we can grow here. Maple and Isolnine, let the whole town hear. From the food court farm to the pond below, Maple and Isolnine, watch it bloom slow. Maple and Isolnine, hands in the soil. Maple and Isolnine, turn loss to joy. From a hollow mold to a living grove, Maple and Isolnine, that's how love grows. You brought a little jar, I brought a notebook. We stood by the old market under apricot tops. Cumin in the air, fish scales in the ice. You said, can you hold this? I said, I think I can. So we chased the morning down cobbled roads, one breath at a time, till the day could show. Keep it in the glass, keep it in the glass. Salt and sugar now, it lives in us. Keep it in the glass, keep it in the glass. If the town is gone, we still know this. Pine on your sleeves, rain on my hands. We walked through the forest where the moss went green-black. Mushrooms after storm, sap on a bark scar. You laughed when the vial fell and made a star. Then the wind turned kind, then the light broke rented one front room. Above the floor is sign, a table, 2 stools, and a lamp that hums at night. You brought in old ticket stubs, I brought the little saw. We sanded down the edges till the rough parts felt like ours. And every name they gave us, we held it like glass. A wedding ring, a train card, a note folded in half. Make it into something, make it into wood, make it into light now, like we always could. Memory shop, memory shop, we keep what we love. Memory shop, memory shop, and build from what was. A boy asked for his granddad in a box of cedar grain. A woman wanted one tiny room with rain on the window pane. We sat there broken Sundays inside a little scene, while sawdust on our aprons settled into our sleeves. Then we found your blue scarf pinned inside a frame, my receipt from the market, your first sketch of my name. Make it into something, make it into wood, make it into light now, like we always could. Memory shop, we keep what we love. Memory shop, and build from what was. Late evenings, no customers, just glue and quiet breath. We packed our own lost moments in a shallow drawer of red. Your chip mug on a pedestal, my keys in amber glass. 100 lives came through that door and left us holding fast. Make it into something, make it into wood, make it into light now, like we always could. Memory shop, we keep what we love. Memory shop, and build from what was. Now the back wall shines with our life in small display. A room, a ring, a winter coat, 1,000 saved up days. Memory shop, memory shop. They found the key in a red tin box under dust and brass and thread. 300 clocks on the workbench shelves, and none of them quite said when. A half-made moon in a walnut case, a chime with a missing hand. They stood in the doorway, kid and bride, and learned to love a plan. So they wound up one and listened close to all that silent wood. The second hand, a little bend, still looking for its good. One more tick, one more chance. You can start again. One more tick, one more chance. Come on, begin again. One more tick, one more chance. Every Sunday after market close, they picked a clock to mend. Tiny screws in a saucer dish, and oil on a thumb again. A baker with flour up to his wrists, a nurse with a tired smile, a man who sat by a bus stop bench and hadn't dreamed in a while. They'd wrap each face in brown paper tight and hand it to a name. Like here, take this, the hour's yours, it's still yours all the same. One more tick, one more chance. You can start again. One more tick, one more chance. Come on, begin again. One more tick, one more chance. Then winter came with a broken pipe and a storm that shook the panes. The last clock stopped at 4:17, but they did not call it pain. She laughed through tears, he kissed her hand, said, we're still here, we see. And on that week they fixed their own, for the door, the road, the sea. One more tick, one more chance. You can start again. One more tick, one more chance. Come on, begin again. One more tick, one more chance. To the woman with the empty room, to the boy with clenched up jaw, to the old man staring at the floor, they gave a clock that talked, not of what was gone, but what still grows, with a steady little ring. 100 hands, 100 hearts, and all of them saying, one more tick, one more tick. day, one skill all year round. A baker showed you how to braid. I learned to fold a paper crane. Door to door we showed up shy, with empty hands and open eyes. Every stranger had a light we could borrow for a night. One day, one skill, we learned it side by side. One day, one skill, and we got a little brave. One day, one skill, from 1,000 kind hands. One day, one skill. One day, one skill. We burned the rice on Tuesday night, laughed so hard we cried alright. A seamstress taught us how to mend, a drummer taught us how to count to 10. Some days we were late again, some days we forgot our names. Still we knocked on one more door and found we wanted more. One day, one skill, we learned it side by side. One day, one skill, and we got a little brave. One day, one skill, from 1,000 kind hands. One day, one skill. One day, one skill. A gardener, a cook, a poet, a grandpa with a chessboard grin. Every stumble left a story, every goodbye made room for new beginnings. We never knew what we would get, but we showed up anyway. Hand in hand we kept on learning, and the world kept saying stay. One day, one skill, we learned it side by side. One day, one skill, and we got a little brave. One day, one skill, from 1,000 kind hands. One day, one skill. One day, one skill. We met in a room of names, fading from the corners. Files full of marbles and road, sidewalk songs and old world borders. You said, let's save the games. I said, let's find the grandmas. So we packed our little lists and chased the laughter down the highways. And so she taught us Jewel Derrigi and Lima feet on painted squares. A boy in Lagos counted thunder, then a sister stole the air. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, before the rain takes the street. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, so every child can repeat. We laugh in the same old way, you and me. We learn to stay. In a blue tin kitchen in Ghana, a grandmother tied the string, said hands like birds, not soldiers, and the whole room started In a yard in southern Italy, we chased the rain with sticks. You brushed dust from my thumb like you knew my name by heart. In Beirut, hopscotch in the shade. In Kyoto, paper folded wide. Every tiny rule we learned made a little bridge inside. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, before the rain takes the street. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, so every child can repeat. We laugh in the same old way, you and me. We learn to stay. When the elders close their eyes, we become the hands they had. You call out the start, I answer, and the whole world calls us back. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, before the rain takes the street. Keep it in chalk, keep it in chalk, so every child can repeat. We laugh in the same old way, you and me. We learn to stay. We used to chase the frame, the kind that sells the rain. Big scenes in borrowed rooms, and perfect endings bloom. But your shoes by my door said more than any score. You fixed the drawer I broke, then laughed at my bad joke. And I saw it clear in the mess we keep. Love ain't a headline, it's the things we leave. Choose you again, choose you again. After the hard day, after the bend, choose you. Remember my mother's tea, how I like the sugar wheat. I keep your old dream pinned where the mirror starts to fog and thin. When your hands shake late, I hold the shape you made. When I fall apart in parts, you find the cement start, and I see it now. In the crooked light, we don't need perfect to stay this right. Choose you again, choose you again. After the hard day, after the bend, choose you again, choose you again. When the floorboards creak, when the plans all bend, choose you again, choose you again. Life stays imperfect, we make it beautiful. Met by the fence line, between old swings and dust. You had a stack of blueprints, I had a bucket of rust. You said mine goes high, I said mine goes wide. We both kept tracing circles like kids trying to hide. Then your hand touched my sketch on the back of a crate. I saw the same small kingdom in the same old gate. We built it out of what was left. We built it for the wild ones next. Open the gate, let them run. Open the gate, let them run. Same dream, same sun. Same dream, same sun. You found bottle cap flowers in a box of bent tin. I tied up old truck ropes to make a sky to swing in. We fought over the colors, red rail or painted green, then laughed when the ladders looked like a daydream machine. Now your hand on my shoulder fits like it knew the way. Every nail we're driving turns to a brighter play. We build it out of what was left. We build it for the wild ones next. Open the gate, let them run. Open the gate, let them run. Same dream, same sun. Same dream, same sun. And if the world gets heavy, let the children call us back. With scrape knee laughter and chalk dust in the cracks. No one owns a sunrise, no one cages joy. We make a place for wonder, where every kid can be a boy, a girl, a dream, a map, a song, a voice. We build it out of what was left. We build it for the wild ones next. Open the gate, let them run. Open the gate, let them run. Same dream, same sun. Same dream, same sun. From broken parts to open hearts, From scraps to a place that starts with you and me. With you and me. We met by the fence line, boots in the red clay. You sketched a balcony, I drew the walkway. Cement in our hands and dust on our shoes. You said this place needs hearts. I said I think so too. Lay out the plans, tile by tile. You hold the edge, I hold the wire. Build it with me, build it slow. Room for the rain, room to grow. Love can do. First walls went up crooked, then straight after hours. We argued on porches, then laughed in the towers. You wanted a bench there, I wanted a tree. We both moved a little, so the whole trust takes a while, like concrete to dry. You keep your word, I keep mine. Build it with me, build it slow. Room for the rain, room to grow. What love can do. Some nights the crane stood still, some days the plans changed names. Still we kept showing up through the wind and the frames. If the future's a door we haven't found the key, then let's make one together. Space for love to move. We found it under dust, above the ward lights glow. A door that's stuck in winter, a dome with missing bolts. You held the old brass rail, I wiped the paint clean slow. Below us all that wheezing, above us open snow. The carts rolled past the stairwell, the nurses barely slept. We sanded down the bench boards and patched the roof with sweat. You brought a cracked star chart, I brought a wrench and tea. By dusk the metal turned gold, and you looked right at me. We climbed up past the sirens, past the ivy beats below, and set the chair in angle for anyone who needs to know. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. Beyond these walls, beyond these walls, the sky still calls us all. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. One small light in the dark can lead a heart back home. Now families bring their folding coats and kids trace Saturn rings. A surgeon leans on midnight, a man in slippers sings. The ceiling of the hospital feels softer from up here, like every tired face below can breathe without the fear. We climbed up past the sirens, past the ivy beats below, and set the chair in angle for anyone who needs to know. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. Beyond these walls, beyond these walls, the sky still calls us all. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. One small light in the dark can lead a heart back home. When the windows lock on worry and the hallway eats your name, we keep this little observatory like a match against the rain. You take my hand, I take the glass, and point it through the blue. If hope is only looking past, then I am looking with you. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. Beyond these walls, beyond these walls, the sky still calls us all. Look up with me tonight, look up with me tonight. One small light in the dark can lead a heart back home. We met by the bakery sign. You said take one right here. Same cracked curb, same red awning, same crowded slice of you. First photo, our hands in sleeves, laughing like we knew that life kept turning the page and we kept our place. One foot on the marker line, one lens, one face. Same corner, always. Same corner, always. New sky, new scars, still where we are. Same corner, always. Engage with rain in your hair, keys in a paper cup, held the frame with a ring box grin, like the whole block lifted up. Then a tiny coat, then two, then a stroller and a bike. Each year the towers got taller, each year we did too. You held my hand, I held the frame. We learned what staying does to two. Same corner, always. Same corner, always. New sky, new scars, still where we are. Same corner, always. There was a summer we split, and the photos stayed on ice. I came back with a quieter face, you came back with kinder eyes. We stood there after the fight, no grand speech, no vow. Now the little one points up high at the crane, at the moon, at you. We line up shoes on the curb, and the city grows right through. The old brick shop is gone, but our spot still knows our name. Same corner, always. Same corner, always. New sky, new skies, still where we are. Same corner, always. Take the shot, let it show. What we broke, what we grow. Same corner, always. Same corner, always. We came with a camera bag and a list of names. Mrs. Bell on the corner still remembers every frame. Old men on the stoop with their hands like maps said, stay a while, baby. And we did just that. On Elm and Pine, we heard the whole thing. Who left, who stayed, who learned to sing. You looked at me like you knew the end, like every old street somebody else's life. 70 years on old. A widow laughed at the ring on your notepad, said love comes back when you let it go bad. A barber cried at the name of his first wife, then he smiled so hard he looked reborn that night. On Elm and Pine, the truth came through, a broken down door, a brand new view. He leaned in close while the tape rolled on, and I heard my name in a love not gone. Same block, same sky, same hurt, same try. 70 years on old. You and me in the in-between. Same block, same sky. Old hearts, new life. We found our future in somebody else's life. 70 years on old. The woman with the blue front steps said take the long way home. Every vow gets tested, every seed gets grown. So I reached for your hand like I had to know if we'd be brave enough when the old days show. Same block, same sky, same hurt, same try. 70 years on old. You and me in the in-between. Same block, same sky. Old hearts, new light. We found our future in somebody else's life. 70 years on old. Same block, same sky, and I choose you tonight. 70 years on old. They came with a camera case and a list of names. The doors worn soft by 1,000 days. The mother said, come in, mind the crooked frame. One last picture before we leave this place. The kettle hissed, the hallway creaked, a child in socks ran through the beams, and in that light they start to see the house was never just the beams. The last photograph, hold it in your hands. The last photograph before the boxes land. Home is not the wall, home is who stood here. Home is not the wall, it's the ones you keep near. A football on the stairs, a ring on the sink, a garden glove by the window pane. A father fixed his tie, then laughed through tears. said this old door still knows my name. The paint may fade, the porch may go, but every laugh still leaves a glow. And in that frame they understand a house becomes a home by human hands. The last photograph, hold it in your hands. The last photograph before the boxes land. Home is not the wall, home is who stood here. Home is not the wall, it's the ones you keep near. One room empty, one room full of every goodbye that ever pulled. A cracked front step, a marked up line, a life that lived in borrowed time. The last photograph, hold it in your hands. The last photograph before the boxes land. Home is not the wall, home is who stood here. Home is not the wall, it's the ones you keep near. The last photograph, keep it close, my dear. The last photograph, home was always here. They bought a blue old van with a dent in the door, loaded up with screws and a little brass drawer. A paper sign says free on the side and tape. They roll into town before the market wakes. Bring your broken things, bring your bent out days. If it still has meaning, it can stay. One more chance, one more chance. We can make it run again. One more chance, one more chance. What still matters lives again. A radio is static from a cedar shelf, a watch that quit in April, a lamp that lost itself, a kid with one red wheel and a tie with one eye. They set them on the table and let the minutes try. Solder, lace and glue, a careful pair of hands. If it still has meaning, it can stand. One more chance, one more chance. We can make it run again. One more chance, one more chance. What still matters lives again. And when found the stairwell down under the grocery signs, old tiles cold as rain under the commuter lines, a map in peeling paint, a door with bent out teeth, the hole lost underground, still breathing under me. You touched the rusty gate, I heard the space reply, like it had held its breath for years and years inside. Then you laughed, then I laughed, and it changed the air. Down below we blew, down below we blew. Make a home from dust, make a song from blue. Down below we blew, down below we blew. What they left behind turns alive with you. We hung the art on wires between the cracked old beams, a barber chair, a stage, a table full of seeds. Kids paint on broken walls, old hands teach how to mend. A drummer in the hall turns silence into friends. The tunnels learned our names from every step we take. You pass me paint and cloth, I pass you a wooden crate, and all the dead-end halls start opening again. Down below we blew, down below we blew. Make a home from dust, make a song from glue. Down below we blew, down below we blew. What they left behind turns alive with you. We never sold the ghost, we taught it how to stay. A market for repair, a choir on Friday days. Your hand in mine, I know this hidden city's ours, not for the crowd above, but for the lives it starts. Down below we blew, down below we blew. Make a home from dust, make a song from glue. Down below we blew, down below we blew. What they left behind turns alive with you. Down below we bloom, in the dark we grew into something true.